Oh my goodness. It's my sweet Horties, isn't it? Aren't you here, my darlings? It's so nice of you to join for this chill Thursday night stream. I appreciate you. It kind of looks like you can actually hear me this time, which is different from previous streams, the last couple streams where we've started and have not been able to. We've had lefty audio right up top, you know, the last couple times, which is so scuffed, but looks like this time we got it figured out. So what's up in the YouTube chat? We have Anansi, and Ebi the Purple says that she will be lurking. Hey, Ebi. Forsh Cat. We have Bran. Hey, Bran. K-Flash and Paul Hack and Creature of the Fae. I'm here for a couple hours. Cool. I don't know how long we're going to be going here. It's been kind of a painful day for me, so I'm just here easing into it a little bit here. Of course, we have my wonderful Horties on the website chat as well. The real MVPs over on the website chat. Mersh, hello Mersh, and Quarbarian. We got Mickey and Aska and Spider, Nuvenal, Timerinia. Hyper's in chat, absolutely. Let's see. Oh, got a new job interfering with Lux's stream. For shame. How dare your new job interfere with stream time? No, no, no. I'm on time today. Hello. So, I hope everybody's been doing well. Just, you know, coming back here after a few days. I was really considering calling off stream because, you know, on Tuesday, how I was starting to have cramps on Tuesday's stream. Well, that just got worse all day Wednesday. And then again, all day today. So I was like, just was not sure if I was going to hop online. But I decided that it was worth it for you all to see my beautiful, shining, smiling face. I was going to say something about me seeing your beautiful faces, but I can't see any of you. So that would be misleading of me to say, unfortunately. So anyhow, I hope that you all have been doing well. So touching base on doing housekeeping at the beginning of stream. Every time, we're going to do this housekeeping at the beginning of stream. How have you all been taking care of yourselves? I have done a slightly better job than usual the last couple of days taking care of myself. So I would love to check in with you all and see what you all have been doing. The other part of this too is like we can share ideas with each other, like what have you all been doing to take care of yourselves? Maybe give us some inspiration. I would say I would count, if you all are social with each other in the Discord server, if we get more of those like random calls where you all like hang out and listen to music together, I would say that 100% counts because you're coalition building, you're community building, you're making friends. That's something that we want to see more of. But I have successfully not had any alcohol in over a week, I think. Maybe even since I told you I was going to quit drinking alcohol, which I can't remember when that was. I can't actually remember when that was. I think it might have been the Thursday before last. I'm not sure. But it was an emergency all-stop protocol that I pulled. And so I am not drinking any alcohol right now. I've also been working on some crochet stuff. So I like to make... Whoa, just going to throw my crochet hook around. I like to make crop top things. And I'm not always going to show off what I'm working on crochet on stream. But this was supposed to be like... I looked up the design... Well, I was just looking at crop top videos on YouTube. And this one was like a beach design. And she did it in like a peachy color. But then I decided to do it in red. So that it would be like... Because it's like gothic. It's like goth style, So I like this. I think it's going to be cool when it's finished. It's very close to being finished. That's something that I've been doing a little bit more of, getting back into my habit of doing crochet. Something that makes me feel good. Haven't been taking care of myself especially well. Recently started prog for the next year, so that's a nice change. That's exciting. Progesterone is supposed to make the boobie go bow, so, hopefully that happens. I guess. Apparently also it is the horny button for a lot of trans women as well. So good luck and Godspeed on that one. Thank you, Marsh. Yeah. Yeah, staying sober can be very difficult and very worth it. Yeah, I mean, like, I reached this point sometimes where I'm like, oh, I can no longer be trusted to make responsible choices. So, like, if I'm aiming for moderation, I can't really actually get moderation at first. There has to be a period of, like, no drinking at all. Is it comfy? I don't know. I haven't put it on. I can't, like, it's not at a finished place where I could wear it. But the yarn is pretty soft. Kay Fleisch has been drinking a hecking amount of water on my shifts to avoid buying any caffeinated stuff. First job bleh feeling subsides slightly with hydration. Yeah, true, yeah. I am trying to keep hydrated myself, Oh, yeah, horny button. Like, progesterone, I guess. If a lot of trans women say that their libido goes down or at least changes dramatically when they go on estrogen, and then it just seems fairly common that once they start progesterone, they get really horny again. That's just observation from an outsider. I am not trans femme. My no cup size after 6 years of HRT will probably stay that way. I don't think I have the genetic makeup for growing boobs. I mean, I guess that's possible. Here's hoping, though. My job helps me get out of the mental malaise, and I did yard work today. Ooh, I've been working on with my plants a little bit too the last couple days. Honestly, like I had some plants that were just kind of not doing well. Like I didn't know how to take care of them. So they just weren't healthy plants. And I kept being like, maybe they'll turn around, you know, maybe I can make this work. And they're just like limping along and kind of like staying at the same level of unhealthiness. And I'm like, well, it makes me feel bad, but I think I'm just gonna like kill these plants. So I ripped them up. I like separated the root ball from the top of the plant and put them in my compost bin that I keep. And you know, now I don't have to deal with those plants on my mind anymore. Bran, yeah, watching a lot of Netflix recovering from surgery. What are some good shows to binge? So it depends on your taste, Bran. If you have Netflix, is It's Always Sunny still on Netflix? Because it's a horrendously cringe show, but I also really like it. And there's like 12 seasons of it. Thank you, Kenneth. I wanted them to be purple. I finally found a good purple at the store. I was having trouble finding like the right color purple, and I finally found one. It's very shitty and required 3 coats in order to look halfway decent, and it's still uneven. So it's not quality fingernail polish, but it's the right color. Anyway, other shows to binge. If you haven't seen Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra, that is also something that you should watch. People tell me She-Ra is good. I haven't seen it. Damn Girl, welcome to the website. Russian Doll is amazing. I've never seen Russian Doll either. Yeah, I mean, like, just me personally, also a fan of Game of Thrones, up until, like, the 2nd episode of season 8. God. There's a shit ton of Steven Universe. I've watched some of it, but there's, like, a whole lot of it. If you wanted to watch something that's going to take you, like, a while to get through it, that'll be a good place. I like to binge watch X-Files and Twin Peaks. Okay, those are good too. People like Russian Doll. Okay, I don't think I've heard of Russian Doll. We're gonna have a very chill stream tonight. Look at that, 20 concurrent viewers. It's gonna be a very, very, very chill stream tonight. I have never watched anything with RuPaul in it. I do not like RuPaul. My official opinion on RuPaul is that he owns a fracking business and is transphobic. People like Sandman. I've been hearing good things about the Sandman series. Thank you. Yes, I like the new website. Oh, when did we get the website set up? Has it been like about 6 months when I started streaming full time? I don't know if I got the website set up immediately, but it's been a long time. I realized suddenly recently that it's been a long time since I set a lot of this stuff up. So Counterpart was a good series, but they canceled it. Never watched that one myself. Ooh, Heroes. We're watching Heroes again right now. Yeah, RuPaul owns a fracking business. That's some crazy shit to just learn, right? I saw the news about HBO Max removing a bunch of animated shows. I think it's like explicitly the reasoning is so that they don't have to keep paying royalties and stuff. Neil Gaiman. Yeah, I basically I hear good things about Neil Gaiman and his writing. I don't know that I've deliberately watched any of his stuff. I think, yeah, I don't know. People are like, oh, Good Omens, so great. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll get around to it at some point. I'm just stubborn about watching new shows, you know? But I get if you're recovering top surgery, you're like, I got a lot of time on my hands. What's up, Analia? How's it going? Oh, I didn't even put together any stream notes for today. I know that there's like, there were a couple of news items to talk about, but I just really don't feel like it. And I have like a fuck ton of editing to catch up on still. So I might as well not make more content for myself to edit right now. You know what I mean? You know how it goes. My mom had on 1,000-pound sisters, and I was never more upset I couldn't get up. Oh, is that like a weird, creepy weight loss watching show? Like one of those competition shows? Natasha Lyonne is incredible. I highly recommend Russian Doll. Chewing Gum on HBO Max. Did Neil Gaiman was against pronouns? I think maybe I also heard that Neil Gaiman was like against content warnings or something like that at one point. No, exactly, Time Marinia. The investment of a new show and the potential to be upset, emotional, or disappointed is what keeps me away from trying new things. I don't like I can watch Game of Thrones even though there's horrible shit that happens in it. Like there's rape and there's like brutal murder and shit. But like, I know what's going to happen. I have already seen it. I have absolutely the full control over my expectations. If something gory is about to happen that I know I don't want to look at, I know that it's coming up and I just like turn away. I don't have to look at it. It's difficult when you're watching new stuff. Yeah, because you can be caught off guard. Did Neil Gaiman come around about pronouns? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you can say, like, I don't agree with transphobes, but then you can also accidentally perpetrate transphobic ideas. Like the idea that, like, some people will be like, oh, trans people are fine, but as long as you don't, like, try to trans any kids. And it's like, okay, well, I guess it just doesn't matter that a lot of us have stories and memories of, like, being young children and having gender weirdness, whatever. Like, I don't know. What's up, Jade? Just hopped into like the stream. Not sure if I'll be here long though. No worries. We're just chilling. I don't have a specific plan. I was thinking maybe we could game at some point tonight, but I also didn't have a specific game in mind. I was like, maybe we could do something that, like, I'm like, oh, I need help with whatever I'm doing. Like, I cannot play Polybridge very well. I'm not very good at Polybridge. I would need a lot of help. But that also sounds really boring. That sounds incredibly boring. Playing fucking Polybridge on stream. Sounds terribly. Just punched the mosquitoes into dust. Oh, man. I fucking hate mosquitoes. But I don't have a favorable blood type or something. They just don't bother me very much. I've been watching The Boys, and that's extremely brutal and messed up, but also a really hard critique of right-wing stuff, so I like it. Where is The Boys at on the internet? Because I keep seeing, like, screenshots, and I'm curious. I should play Gris. What is Gris? What is it? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Nandeska. How many different languages can I say what? Prime Video. Oh, dang. I have that. Okay. I'm looking forward to season 2 of Invincible as well. That's going to be good. Time Spinner. What's up, Oceanography? And what's up, Ally? Ally. Analia with the tier 1 sub. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. Keeping things rolling on a chill night. Here to bring you vibes and entertainment for the tips. Very appreciated. Thank you so much. I have had this song stuck in my head. I cannot play it. I'm just inevitably going to end up singing it, all right? Like, you know what I mean? Do any of you know Rhett and Link? Good Mythical Morning? Like, very popular internet show. They've been around for a long, long, long time. And they used to be super hardcore, like, Baptists, or not Baptists. Baptist is wrong. Evangelicals. And they've had musical career, like, they've done music at various points, but Rhett, the one with the long hair, is the live lagging for anyone else. I would not be surprised. I recently increased the bitrate and a bunch of other settings, so I'm still trying to calibrate that in. If it's super laggy, y'all need to let me know collectively so that I can make sure to address it. Because the issue is that my streams were coming out in 1080, or sorry, they were coming out in 720, and I need them to come out in 1080, so I had to increase the bitrate. But I also don't know if my internet is good for it. Anyhow, okay, if it's laggy, I might just have to reduce those settings after this stream then. We might just have to keep this stream low key. Anyway, they have a, Rhett just started an album, or he's starting to release songs from the album. The whole album's going to drop in September. He's releasing singles now. It's like a country music album about his, they call it a deconstruction. When evangelicals leave Christianity, they don't call it a deconversion. I don't know why. They always call it a deconstruction. Functionally, they're not Christian anymore, you know? But anyway, the song that they just released, very good song. It's a kind of a duet. Not really a duet. More like just his wife is harmonizing with him. Because they went through their deconstruction together. They were both evangelical and, like, met in college. And, like, they've been together for, like, 20 years or whatever. And it's difficult to maintain that shit for a very long time, you know? Marriage is hard. But it's a really good song about, like, their marriage and their love. And, like, they got through it together. And they're, like, we're like, not focused so much about, like, where we're going when we're dying. We're focused on the life that we have together. And it's just a really good song. And it's been stuck in my head for like a full day. I was going to say 2 days, like today and yesterday, since it dropped yesterday. PayPal is asking if I want to give a small donation to a trans charity. That's interesting. Deconstruction doesn't necessarily mean you leave the faith. You just, for once, look at what you actually believe. Okay, that's fair. Like, they went through a deconstruction, and at the end, they ended up, like, agnostic, or something along those lines. I think Rhett described himself as, like, a hopeful agnostic. He wants something to be out there, but he doesn't know at this point, and he doesn't think that it's the Christian God. So, that's pretty cool. But the song is really sweet that he just released. It's like, where we're going. Like, I don't know where we're going. I do want to give a donation, but I've also never heard of them. I find that so tricky where, like, there are a lot of charities that just funnel a lot of the money into the administration and don't actually do the charitable work that they say that they're supposed to be doing. Which sucks. And it's like, I have to go fucking vet this charity because they're, I guess, good at fudging their taxes enough, and the IRS doesn't investigate those kind of nonprofits very well to make sure that they're actually, like, using the, I don't know, like, they might not even have 501c3 status, some of these places. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. Just them having a 501c3 status doesn't prevent them from establishing a relationship with the local grocery store where I have to have someone fucking ask me if I want to donate $1 so that the mega corporation that owns the grocery chain can, like, use my dollar donation as a tax write-off. Fucking annoying bullshit. Anyway, Yeah, I find it just annoying that I have to do all this due diligence. I just wish that like someone else would do it for me. It's like I was thinking about like, you know, the sort of offloading social responsibility onto individual charity. So like, you know, when you walk past someone who's begging, like somebody who has a sign on the street and they're begging, like you feel like you should help and you want to help, right? And you feel guilty if you can't help. And I'm just like, I feel so annoyed by the fact that like the failure of the state has caused me to have to feel that way while I'm just trying to go about my business, you know, like that we can't just take like that the taxes that I already pay, or even I would pay more taxes in order for there to just be more services. Like, it's like, do we not live in a society? Do I not pay someone to keep like facilities open so that people can like get cleaned up for a job interview and shit like that? Like, holy shit. It's just another thing. It's like, please, I wish that this was like somehow centralized and that it was like people's job to take care of people. I don't know. That would be cool. My personal opinion. Like, just imagine having the services that we need. Well, cannot imagine. Can't imagine. Healthcare? Pfft. No healthcare for you? No, 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 no. No, 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 no healthcare. Oh, gosh. I'm starting to get excited about the Kansas City Renaissance Festival. That's going to be coming up relatively soon. Yeah, food poisoning, also not good. We pay for a lot of facilities, just not for helping people. I mean, I guess that's fair. Tax money often subsidizes Tax money often subsidizes like sports complexes, you know? Like sometimes those huge useless buildings get paid for by tax benefits and shit. Damn girl with a $10 dono. So that you're a little bit closer to buying an August. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would like to acquire one singular August for myself. That would be wonderful. Okay, and beep, beep, beep. Yes! We're so close to the halfway point for the month. And it's only a little bit over the halfway point through the whole actually entirety of the month. So yeah, and August is pricey, you know. I'm really stoked about the channel growth. It's been slow and steady over the last few months, but I think it's going well, which is weird. Like when I say channel growth, I mean like the subscriber count on the channel has not really been going up, but our number of regular stream attendees is trending upward. I mean, obviously we're chilling tonight. When you put the title as like a we're chilling, we're not doing anything important. Like people will not come, and I know that. Can you play Hollow Knight? I don't know if I can. Like, I don't know if I can, in the sense that I've heard it's really hard. I also don't have it. I could, I guess, potentially borrow it from my partner's game library, because that's a Steam function. But I have never personally played Hollow Knight. Maybe it could say August rent. Here's the thing, is that I have to, at the beginning of every stream, I have to retype everything on the donation goal thing. And so sometimes I type rent, sometimes I type August rent, sometimes I just put August. It's different every time. If you all want Augusts, I would settle for an Augustus. I don't think I've ever met a person named August. There's Augustus Gloop from Willy Wonka. Link to some info and screenshots about Gris. Ooh. Okay, so it is available on Steam. Is this a really story-oriented game? It kind of looks like it might be a story-oriented game. A serene and evocative narrative experience. Oh, that sounds like a good description of a game. Gris is a hopeful young girl lost in her own world, dealing with a painful experience in her life. Her journey through sorrow is manifested in her dress, which grants new abilities to better navigate her fated reality. As the story unfolds, Gris will grow emotionally and see her world in a different way, revealing new paths to explore using her new abilities. This game is an experience free of danger, frustration, or death. Players will explore a meticulous designed world brought to life with delicate art, detailed animation, and an elegant original score. Through the game light puzzles, platforming sequences, and optional skill-based challenges will reveal themselves as more of Gris's world becomes accessible. That sounds really interesting, actually. I will have to remember to look that up later by leaving that tab open. I know in August that specifically isn't named Augustus because his dad thought it sounded like the Willy Wonka character. True. Story is sort of heavy, but mostly environmental and through gameplay. Okay, cool. I will look into it. I don't often purchase games. Ooh, gosh, so it's worth looking into for me to see if if it's going to be a chill game experience, then yeah, I'll throw some money down on a game. Just not very often. You know what? Not drinking alcohol, I'm going to save a shit ton of money because I was drinking a lot of beer, and beer's expensive. When I see Augustus, I think of the first Roman emperor. I didn't know of any Willy Wonka character. Augustus Gloop in Willy Wonka is the one who falls into the chocolate river and then gets sucked up into the pipes. That is Augustus Gloop. Hollow Knight gets harder as you play it, and you don't have to do all the hard bosses to progress. That's cool. I played Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori and the Will of the Wisps, and I beat both of them on normal mode. So I was actually wondering, like, is Hollow Knight actually much harder than Ori? Or am I just like, have I just heard that it's going to be difficult and it's not actually going to be that hard to play Hollow Knight? I don't know. Pinkadot said, I just saw a bit of a vid about how the US military lost trillions once just because they didn't audit themselves and made an oops. When I was going to school to learn how to be an electrician, one of my classmates was a veteran who kind of insinuated that military expenditures are, I mean, is money laundering the word that I'm looking for? Like he's like, oh yeah, no, if the military buys this toilet for $2,000, like, you know, that's not a $2,000 toilet, is what he specifically said. And so I'm just like, is this dude just like admitting that I don't remember which subdivision of the and I don't think he was in the army. I think he might have been in a more specialized force. But I was like, are you just admitting that the military just like funnels money out of the government? And like the other thing about budgets that's really annoying and difficult, personally, I find Ori harder. Okay, wow, damn, then maybe Hollow Knight, maybe I've been avoiding this game for a long time and I'm gonna play it and it's gonna be really easy. But like, and the thing about budgets too is like, in order to not have your budget slashed, you'll spend up to that, like up to whatever your budget is every year, even if it means you're buying a bunch of dumb shit. So a lot of military spending is just like, oh, we don't want them to cut our budget. Ooh, who knows what happens if they cut our budget? So we have to spend at least the same amount every year. But then because they're meeting their budget every year, then they get granted more funding. And that's why the fucking military is so overbloated. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's really fucking stupid. And it's one of those like, yeah, it makes sense that you would not want your budget cut if you want to continue expanding programs and shit. It's true at colleges too, you know, like you want to spend up to your budget, otherwise they'll cut your budget for next year and then you might have to cut back on services. And yes, you can justify increasing your budget by spending it all. It's just a bad system for the fucking United States government to run the military off of. Athena, good name, bad Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, I don't remember Athena as a Yu-Gi-Oh card. I do remember some Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to play with my dad. Was a a thing that we did bonding time when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade or so. Ooh. Being raised by a nerd was pretty cool. We had fun stuff in common. There's red fuzz on me. Damn. Had an aunt named Athena who passed away earlier this year. She was 105 years old. Holy shit. 105? That's crazy. You wouldn't, even people who still play don't? Oh, okay. So she's a forgettable Yu-Gi-Oh card. I see how it goes. Damn, I just had the like most intense desire to play Magic the Gathering. Like, my partner keeps this like, there's like 8 decks, I think. They're all old cards from like more than a decade ago. Old cards. But all the decks are like relatively similar to each other in like power level. They're cards from around the same time. And they're all like balanced against each other. Like this one's a blue deck, this one's a green deck, etc. And it's tuned so that you can hypothetically just like pick 2 of them up at random and then play a game of Magic the Gathering and have it be just a fun, like balanced time, and either person could win just based on like the luck of the draw, you know, like who's actually better at playing the cards and like who draws the better hand. So that's cool, and I miss doing it. We haven't done it in a long time. I just had like the most intense random desire to play Magic the Gathering. Pablo, welcome to the website. The Fault in Our Stars main love interest is called Augustus. Never played Magic, but I've stumbled on some good Magic music recently. Nice. I decided to find some ambient music for the beginning of stream today. I hope that wasn't insufferable. It's a motif in my life that the people around me like to play Magic the Gathering. I would not want to play as an updated game. I don't want to have to buy cards and like stay up to date on it. I'm just like, I want to play, you know, the calibrated decks, or like I have a different deck that's a little bit newer than those older ones that might be able to be dumbed down to be calibrated to those other 8 that we have, you know? God, I don't know if I would want to be 100 years old. I mean, like, I do want to be 100. I want to, like, live for hundreds of years if I could be healthy and, like, immortal and healthy. But I don't, like, practically speaking, like, the shape that my body is going to be in when I'm 100, I don't know if I want to live that way. I used to play Magic almost every day between when I was 17 and 24 or so, but I haven't played in 5+ years. Still have the thousands of cards. I bet you could make so much money if you sold those cards. Ow. Yeah, it's really weird when you're like, I did this thing for like a number of years and it was really important in my life. And then you're like, oh, well, now I just don't do it anymore. Like, just dead ass don't do it anymore. Spider with the $20 dono for Gris or other games or like Rent or whatever. Yeah, definitely. Thank you. I'm keeping that tab open so that I remember to look up that game later and see how much it costs. And because I would like there to be a cool game that we can play on stream. I do like the idea of playing games that I can actually talk to you through. Like games that are kind of grindy and stuff, but I think story type games are also fun. Oh, they're almost all in pretty bad state. Value decreases if they're not mint condition. That's fair. That's fair. Now that I have a job I can donate, that's always very exciting. Honestly, it's one thing it's like a thing to aspire toward in any sense of success in my mind is like, I have enough to take care of myself and like save up for the things that I need, and also I have enough to spread and give to other people, you know? If I was making like $3,000 a month off of everything, like that is more than enough money for me to be covered, and like I'm able to like donate to multiple GoFundMes every month, you know? That's what I would like. I kind of thought about setting a Patreon goal at like, I don't know, like $3,000 of like, if you if you all get my Patreon up to $3,000 a month, I will stop asking for donations. Like, I will stop plugging for donations and Patreon during streams if I were to get to that much money. That's because I'm assuming if I were getting like 3,000 on Patreon that I'm getting more than that otherwise through donos. But, you know, the idea is I could stop asking. I would not have to do commercial segments anymore. Gris has no dialogue as I remember it, but it's also short, so maybe not ideal for stream. I can check and see how long of a average gameplay it is, you know. Rent must be cheaper in Kansas. Yeah, like, well, first of all, rent is cheaper in Kansas by quite a lot. Like, but also, like, you know, I live with my partner who, like, pays for a good portion of things, you know. Like, I think our split right now is probably like 60-40. So I probably cover about 40% of the total stuff. Yeah, 3,000 is the bare minimum in Seattle. I think if we were to move to a similar place in Seattle, our rent would probably double. You know? So living in Kansas, it is a bit cheaper here. It's kind of convenient. But yeah, I mean, the other thing too is like trying to save up for this move, which like might end up happening before February. Like I'm not totally sure how the next 6 months are going to go, really. Ugh. So, of course, all donations help. All shares help. Trying to save up some money so that we can make that move. Do the U-Haul and everything. It's going to be expensive. Does the pay double, though? I mean, I guess that would be the question, Asuka. I mean, like, my pay is not going to double because the quality of work that I'm going to bring to you is going to be the same. Like, I imagine maybe my partner's job would have an increase in pay because of minimum wage in Kansas is minimum wage. It's just $7.25. So yeah, I guess like relative to that, probably there would be somewhat of a pay increase for him, but for me it would be the same, you know. Unless I just said like, guys, I just moved and it's so much more expensive here all the time. But yes, we are working towards self-sustainability. The important thing is consistency, you know? The important thing is to be here on a regular basis. And that's what we're doing. Even if we're just here chilling, you know? Even if we have low energy. Because, like, listen, the stabbing pain that I was in earlier today is unspeakable. And I am exhausted. I'm also not sleeping well. And that's probably not going to change anytime soon. So I think it's 15 here because rent is expensive. Yeah. Obviously, the minimum wage would be higher in like Washington or wherever, but I don't want to get COVID, and just for a number of reasons, I basically like am not willing to do any of the kind of jobs that I have the like skill level to do. I feel like if I had that sort of job anywhere, that sort of do anywhere job, I'd probably move to a cheaper country. I mean, yeah. I know I can always turn into a giant grifter for profit. I know I can always say that I'm a detransitioner. Would you all forgive me? If I grifted and like, the thing is that I can't make money being a detransitioner unless I also am advocating against transition. I don't think anybody's going to want to listen to a detransitioner who says like, I'm not trans anymore, but I think you should still let kids transition. Like, that's the thing, is there's no way for me to grift without like setting the ladder on fire beneath me, you know? Not pulling the ladder up, setting the ladder on fire beneath me. The South is cheaper, but you have to invest in good firearms. Yeah, true. I had been considering the idea of getting a firearm for personal defense, and it has been recently demonstrated to me that my tendency toward suicidal ideation has not entirely resolved. So I am still gonna err on the side of not increasing my suicide risk by that much, you know? Yeah, no ladder burning. Yeah. Anyhow, I'm drinking my decaf coffee at almost 7 p.m. Like a G. Yummy, cold coffee. But not like an iced coffee. It's just room temperature brewed coffee. As you do. Well, let me see if there is anything interesting that we could be doing right now. No death, no dying. Not allowed. Rule number 1. I couldn't possibly call myself an imp if I were gonna be like kamikaze in this bitch. Do you know what I mean? No kamikaze allowed. Oh my god, it would be so stressful trying to pretend to be a TERF. I know. It's so... There's just no way. There's just no way I'd be able to do it. It just wouldn't work. I got black tea at 2 a.m. Isn't black tea like one of the highest caffeine teas? I'm drinking decaf coffee because regular strength coffee makes me have crazy heart palpitations. Why I Left the Left by Luxander. I mean, the interesting thing is that I'm almost Why I Left the Left already. Because I'm like sort of an anti-SJW now. Like I'm a reformed SJW, okay? And now I'm a dirtbag leftist or something. Something in between those two things. I don't know. But I guess in a certain regard, I could technically already make a Why I Left the Left video. I don't think I've made any explicit content like condemning SJWs. I mean, I have explicitly condemned SJWs in streams. I don't think I've uploaded any content, any videos that were like, by the way, I'm officially coming out as an anti-SJW. Basically, like, you'd have to find Jesus too and be Christian nationalist to pull it off. I know. That would be the worst. I am an SJW to trigger the conservatives. I don't have to be an SJW to trigger the conservatives. I'm already like a transsexual. So, also, what's up, Spectacular Snyderman? Good to see you. It's been a minute since I've seen you in here. The left is such a vague term that there are plenty of people who say they left the left. Yeah, I mean, and yeah, I don't know. I would be joking, obviously. It's like I'm more leftist than I was when I was an SJW. I was still pretty much a liberal when I identified as an SJW. It's so weird, like all the different stuff that fixing my trauma has fixed. Like one of the things was not having a spine to have like my own actual political opinions. Ooh, tier 1 sub. Thank you so much for the tier 1 sub, Spectacular Snyderman. I was just about to add to this anyway, so now we will do this. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I guess you could just rag on other types of leftism. It would draw a lot of that same audience. That's true. I could bitch constantly about, like, tankies or something. I left the left with the kids to babysit this weekend. True. I cut up some avocado earlier today. Do you ever just eat straight avocado? Or is that just me? Is that just like a, oh my god, such a hip millennial thing to do? Just putting coarse salt directly onto avocado slices and eating them. No more mosquitoes. Oh my god. Obnoxious. Anyhow, so what were we going to look at? People play Hades. I'm not really good at it. Oh, so here's the thing. I can't play anything that requires a key. I cannot play anything that requires a controller because I don't have a working controller right now. That is the kind of thing that I will need to get a new one of at some point. Yikes. Eating the avocado with a spoon after just cutting it in half. Do you salt it, though? Do you salt it? Bruh, nice mug. Thank you, Charlie. This was a gift from one of my former employers. They gave me a Thanksgiving gift basket when I... relatively close to when I was first hired. You ever have a small company do, like, a nice thing for you early on and you're working there, and then you realize later that they were indeed quite nice, but they're, like, not kind? You know, there's a difference between being nice and being kind. You can make, like, a nice gesture that you think you're supposed to make toward your employee as a small business owner, and then still, like, kind of fuck them over at the end of the day. Anyway. I like the mug, though. Yummy, yummy. I might lose my vehicle. Oh, no, that's not good, NBJ. Cut in half, salted, and scooped with a spoon is how I ate the last few avocados. Yummy. Yummy, 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 yummy. What is this? Oh, okay. I see we have even more things going on with the emotes than I realized. Yeah, it is a fat mug. It's like the perfect amount of decaf coffee, and then I usually end up having 2 anyway. I have a mug that has a cat and a D20 on it. It says Dungeon Meowster. I don't want to draw attention to it, and I actually don't know if you can see it at all because of how I have the shelf oriented and where chat is and everything, but there is a mug in the background of this set that it's visible, or it should be visible, like, to the camera. The camera can see it, that has a couple of D20s on it and a dragon. And I'm excited to wear it around soon. I don't care how millennial it sounds, avocado toast is the best. I tried to make avocado toast one time, but I think I, like, over-seasoned the avocado. It was, like, really tasty. Like, really not tasty. I did not like it. What is up, Morningstar System? Hey, hey. Enbei, what's happening? Like, what happened with your vehicle? Is it getting, like, repossessed, or is there anything we can do to assist with this? Lurking in the Demon Mama chat taught me a few tricks. True, honestly. I just don't spend very much time in streamers' chats anymore. I'm so overwhelmed all the time by how much everything sucks that most of the time when I'm relaxing, people are like, you should really watch Jessie Gender, or you should really check out Verily Bitchy, or whatever her name is. And I'm like, yeah, guys, I really appreciate that you all like video essayists. I also really like video essays, but I'm not really, like, watching them in my free time right now because I need my brain to be off. When I am, like... It's already, like, I need to pay attention to the news enough to be able to curate the news for the show. So part of my time off stream is already having, like, it has to be spent on Twitter learning about whatever fucked up shit is happening in the world right now. So the rest of my time, I really want to just, like, check out completely. So I watch Good Mythical Morning, like, repeatedly. I watch a lot of Good Mythical Morning. I've probably seen, like, almost all of the episodes. There's some eras of Good Mythical Morning, though, that I'm like, this sucks and I don't want to watch it. So I never use salt or anything if I have avocado toast. See ya, Mickey. Have fun with the GF. I usually listen to streamers when I'm playing a video game. I'll like put on Good Mythical Morning while I'm playing video game. I'm sorry that you use Twitter. Listen, Twitter is like how I get the news. It's like unfiltered news where it's filtered obviously, but it's not like curated through some network. Corbarian with the gifted tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. Enjoy your dicks, Spider. Y'all are being awesome tonight. Like, unexpected for such a low-key, low-energy stream. I'm always so self-conscious about the low-energy streams because I'm like, uh-oh, you need to be working harder. Uh-oh, you're not doing enough. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's okay. Maybe I can just calm the fuck down. Honestly, I just hop on DM and I try to get here as well when I can, but same TBH. Yeah, I don't watch all of DM streams. I didn't watch these last ones because I'm not like hot on the gaming stuff. Or I was just like not hot on that game in specific. I got kicked out of Twitter by forgetting my account info, but it's probably for the best. Yeah. I try not to let Twitter overwhelm me. I need to start having no Twitter in the morning rules, I think. That's, But sometimes when I'm scrolling Twitter in the morning is when I'm like, okay, there's a tweet from Aaron in the morn. Then I'm going to go ahead and, I'm just going to go ahead and like retweet this so that I remember to talk about it on stream later today, you know? I do follow Katie Montgomery. I think she's pretty awesome. I keep forgetting that she's British. One of our favorite streamers is Alexandrite System. They're plural and lots of random chill streams, usually gaming ones. Nice. Yeah. I guess the chill streams are valuable and appreciated in their own right. Just came up with the term turf nerfing. Do you think that could catch on? Maybe. Turf nerfing. I personally like it a lot. Turf nerfing. You know, everybody's heard the term gay bash. I first heard the term queer spear and like shat my pants. I was like, no, that's terrible. And it was meant as like gay bash, you know. I've seen some of your cartoons, Mersh, yeah. On thetwitter.com. Oh. Phone's making a bunch of noise here. I've been appreciative that the weather is no longer in the 90 degrees where I live. That is, all hail Cthulhu. I appreciate that it's only in the 80s now. It's only in the 80 degrees. Queer spear sounds like a sex thing. Kind of, yeah. But it was meant to be like gay bash. It was supposed to mean gay bash, but like queer spear. As a queer getting speared. I was like, wow. It was a lot. I'm starting to think maybe we should treat people who take Twitter arguments to Discord the same way we treat Twitter. Log off when we get upset, because 90% of the time we get super angry and sick on Discord. People are talking like they're on Twitter. Ooh, yeah, I don't, oh God, I don't want like the Discord to be a place for argumenting. I'm finally out of the Twitter shadow ban. Shadow banning on Twitter is just when your tweets don't show up in searches anymore, right? I've wondered before at various times if I've been shadow banned, but I don't think I've ever ended up on that particular radar. I just post like a crazy person. And oh, did I update this already? Maybe I did. Oh well. I just post like a weird person on Twitter. Like I post like a personal account and not like a creator, so the traffic is strange. It's 75F at 2 a.m. here, me melting. 75F at 2 a.m. That's probably about what we've been getting down to. But I don't know. It's doesn't sound too bad. It rained, I think, earlier this week, and it got down into the 60s. Holy shit. It got down into the 60F range, which is like, I don't know, like 18 degrees C, 17 degrees C, something like that. I know that like 21 degrees C is roughly like 70 degrees F. Shadow banning is when I don't get 200,000 retweets like my epic-based takes deserve. I don't know what I would do if I was more renowned on Twitter. That would be that would just be so many people. Wowie. Like I said, if the YouTube channel can get to like 100,000 subs someday, somewhere out there, I will be pleased. I will be well pleased. I think if we even get to 50,000, that would be pretty significant. So let's just aim for 50K. In Central Europe, where it is supposed to be cold AF. Fair enough. Fair enough. You're not equipped with air conditioning, I think, is the main difference between Central Europe. Because even if it's 70, 80, 90 degrees here, I have an air conditioner, and it's set to like 75. So, not as much of an issue. I'm sitting here in my fucking hoodie, you know? Being popular on Twitter pretty consistently looks like a curse. Yeah. No, it's 89F in my apartment. No, that sounds awful. I would die. I have a fan on the rats and the mice. The rats really love the fan. You know, we sleep with a fan going in the bedroom. I haven't been able to wear clothes at all, not even a shirt. Yeah. Global warming. They did not plan for it when they were building all of these buildings. I mean, you know, it gets really hot here anyway, so yes, a lot of places here have AC, but... Gotta invest in those window units. Gotta create a wind tunnel through the apartment if you can. Jesus. Oh, man. I don't know where we're going. Yeah. Let's all lament together at the global warming that we are all having to experience. Cheers. We're all gonna die. Kind of a lot going on. I like my home to be at like 70F. I feel like we have previously kept apartments cooler, but yeah, in this apartment we mostly just keep it at like 75F. They renovated my apartment building last year, made it nice and warm. I'm so pissed there's not even a hole for an AC. What? At least this winter when there's no gas, it'll be warm maybe. Fingers crossed. Cool. I knew that sneeze was coming. My new office has air conditioning that made my fingers blue yesterday. It's strange being in AC when you're not used to it. That's true. Sometimes I go outside when it's really hot and I'm like, this fucking sucks, but then I get used to it being warm and then I come inside and it's fucking freezing. 68, the funniest number, also happens to be the best temperature. 68's the funniest number. Let me find a cat. I want to find a cat. By a cat, I mean I only have one, so I'm gonna go find the cat and be right back. Yes, global warming usually also means colder winters as well. It's because, I mean, I shouldn't say global warming, I should say climate change. Because the warming is just like an average, but it means like more severe weather in both extreme directions. So more extreme cold and more extreme heat. Are you, baby? Are you my friend? Hmm? Hmm? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He's a friend. Mm-hmm. You my buddy. Mm-hmm. I think he likes being an only cat. He's happy this way. Are you happy? Hmm? Are you an old boy? Am I so mean? Am I bothering you? Were you sleeping? Hmm? 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 He's so heavy. He's so heavy. He's at least somewhat into it, though. All right, bye-bye, thank you. Oh, he's a good boy. Ugh. I just want to wear my hoodie again. On it, like, I'm like, sometimes I want to dress like a ridiculously sexual person and wear very little clothes, but I'm like, it's so cold in here. Like, when the air is blowing directly on me, I'm like, oh God, it's cold. And like, I'm like walking back and forth through the whole apartment, so I can't like close all the vents, you know? Yeah, he was a good baby. He's so big and floofy and grumpy looking. He was a little bit grumpy because I did wake him up. What's up, Dane Cat Lord? Welcome in. Juloris, I'm hugging a pillow right now because my cat went outside. My cats have never really been like indoor-outdoor cats. All my cats are really indoor cats because it's safer for them. But sometimes you just can't, you cannot control it. Sometimes they're untamable. I'm over here toasting in my apartment at 80F to save on electricity. For real, dude, like our electricity bill was like over $200 this month because of just how fucking often the air conditioner is running. If I had more crop tops, I'd honestly still wear them in winter. Honestly. Oh, yeah, I guess maybe you all were not in here earlier, Morningstar System, but I'm working on this crop top right now. It was originally a beach top, but I decided to make it satanic. So I'm excited to finish that in the next couple days, probably. Living naked on the 5th floor here. IDG AF. Safer for them and safer for the smaller wildlife. True. Yeah. I'm personally like ethically opposed to putting your cats outside. Yes, cats are kind of like an invasive species, and they kill stuff, and it's dangerous for them. And like, even if they don't die directly, they're more likely to get like parasites. The stress of potentially getting hit by a car, like the stress that they're going to experience while they're outside. Like, cats are not stressed inside, you know, like they don't have adrenaline system kick in while they're inside. They do when they're outside. If there's loud shit happening, if an animal comes near them, if they get surprised by something, like they're stressed out and it's going to shorten their lifespan naturally anyway. See ya, Analia. Have a good dinner time. Bo has a catio. Oh my gosh, yeah. I do let the cats out to just like flop around on the ground supervised for short periods, but not not like I just leave them out there. My cats just randomly disappear for a couple days and then come back like nothing happened. You know, I hear that's common. It's just like, what are you gonna do like when inevitably they don't come back? Like, is like the likely thing, whether they're hurt or whether they just get old and go off somewhere by themselves to die, because that's what cats do. Like someday your cat's just gonna leave and not come back. Crop tops in winter are extra sexy due to the bravery needed. It's like, that's why I like dressing sexy for Halloween, because it proves how much chutzpah I have. And they bring home diseases. Yeah, that's true too. They're called Parisians, not parasites. Oh no. I live somewhere remote enough for my cats to be safe. Well, like, are they safe from cars? Because if they're safe from cars, like, my friend had a cat who was like an outdoor cat. Like, you couldn't stop him. And he was indoor outdoor cat, like, because he started out as an outdoor cat. And he got eaten by a fox. You know? And there's hawks out there too, yeah? Some neighbor dog could get a hold of him. Like, you just never know. It's just a choice you gotta make. I also think that in some municipalities, it's actually illegal. Anyway, let's not talk about cats dying anymore, because that's a depressing. Last night, boy howdy, last night I was big crying because I miss Lucy. He's a good boy. It's been barely over a month since he died, and I feel still pretty garbage about it. Like, there's so much other shit going on in the world and in my life that I've had to, like, temporarily, like, stop mourning my cat in order to deal with these other more pressing emotional issues. So then I got hit like a fucking truck with it last night after like a week of not being able to like really, like, I really had to put it on the back burner so that I could deal with other stuff. We have coyotes as well. Yes, coyotes. Yup. I remember living around coyotes. Hey, Great HD, just hopped in here, but wish me luck this weekend. I'm playing guitar for a relative's wedding. Just a relative I have many unspoken negative feelings about because they're quite anti-trans. I wish you luck. I hope that you can play the guitar and then get some free food and then dip the fuck out of there and not have to talk to anybody. That sounds good. I was thinking about my former cat yesterday too, and I cried. I haven't had her for 5 years. That is a bummer. It's like, it's gonna just like linger. It's gonna like, I'm sure that it's gonna happen less often as time goes on, but it's still like, you know, gonna be happening for a while. Conceivably until I am dead, you know? Like, damn. That feel when you have a cat starting at like a sensitive age when you're a teenager, and then you like become an adult with that cat, and you're like, damn, bro. I like had to learn some hard lessons about how to take care of something with you, you know? I've watched some videos on how coyotes are moving into a lot of cities and being more nocturnal. That's not terribly surprising. So they'll just like hunt around at night. I also was reading how some cities were having more animal activity during COVID, like the initial, I say during COVID, I mean during the initial COVID lockdown when people actually cared, even though it's like more infectious and deadly now than it ever has been. People are just like pretending like it's not exist, like it just doesn't exist or whatever. I had a cat I grew up with who was basically my brother. He straight up took better care of me than my mom. Oh, babies. I sure hope there's some decent food. Being vegetarian, it's always hit or miss with stuff like this. Yeah, no kidding, Grady HD. And if they're transphobic, the likelihood is that they're also like not vegan or vegetarian friendly. But, you know, there should be some, what is it called? Is crudité what I think it is? What actually is crudité? Crudité are French appetizers consisting of sliced or whole raw vegetables, which are typically dipped in a vinaigrette or other dipping sauce. So crudité is just when you have one of these like platters out at Christmas gathering or whatever, like summer family reunion gathering, whatever. That's what crudité is. I think people are talking about crudité because of Dr. Oz and how he did something stupid. I have no idea. He's running for office somewhere. But when I hear the word crudité, like I had forgotten about this song from Jonathan Colton, and the whole song just beamed directly into my head. It's called Big Bad World 1. But yeah, the very beginning of the song, one of the lines is like, I eat another crudité. Vegan charcuterie. True, vegan charcuterie. That's an interesting way to put it. My goodness. You know what I just realized is that I did not eat very much earlier today. So I'm going to keep snacking on this avocado, and then we'll see how much longer I last in this stream. Oz pretending to be a normal person and using a word everyone has to now learn because of him. I'm kind of glad that I know what that word is now. I mean, I know, like, it's like there is not a word for hors d'oeuvre that isn't hors d'oeuvre, right? So now I know what I know. There's a concise word for the veggie platter, and now the word from the song, I now know what it means. Oh yeah, with COVID, we went to a hospital to help our roommate get home after getting her IUD put in, and in the waiting room, most of the people just took their masks down as soon as they were seated in a hospital. Yeah, that sounds horrendous. I don't love that. It sounds awful. Horse divorce. What about horse divorce? I'm getting my IUD next week, which is great. I'm excited, except it's gonna fucking hurt. My cramps this week have been worse than most previous iterations of having cramps. If I wasn't about to get an IUD that would stop my periods, I would probably start looking into getting, like, figuring out whether or not I have endometriosis or something, because it hurts way too bad. Like, it hurts so bad that it can't be normal. My doggo helps me get out of bad situations with my mom. She'll sit on my leg or divert attention from something triggering. It's like she's hardwired to my emotions. That's cool. Like, I like that your dog is super emotionally supportive. I heard horse vor for a minute. Vosh has rotted my brain. No, horse divorce. Oh, because of hors d'oeuvres? Horse divorce, hors d'oeuvres? We just kept our respirator on and death glared everyone who came near us with their mask down. Barely even took a drink of our soda the whole time. Yeah, I would be really, really, really upset by that. I, like, hold my breath when I have to be around a bunch of other people, even if they are masked. Like, if I have to walk past a person, even if they're masked, I usually just hold my breath, even though I'm masked also. Because, like, fuck that shit. Like, literally my entire trip to the grocery store is like a breathing exercise. Because I'm, like, dodging people and trying not to breathe in their cloud of air. Or sometimes I don't hold my breath. Sometimes I, like, take my full deep breath, and then as I'm walking past someone, I just, like, slowly breathe out so that I'm not breathing in while I walk past them at all. So I'm not, like, holding my breath. But yeah, no, that's my level of vigilance about COVID. Like, fuck that. Nope, not dealing with it. Nope. I'm not doing it. Thank you, sir. Yes, and I couldn't clarify because I don't know how to spell it. Your lungs would collapse if you held your breath a bunch in the grocery store? That sounds terrifying. You cannot go swimming or anything? That sounds terrifying. Wow. Just holding your breath? Wow. I'm like, I don't even know how to process that information. Okay, I'm almost out of avocado now. French is a plague anyway. I like French, okay? Kansas has high COVID levels now. It's made the news. I'm not surprised. I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised, and I'm bummed out by it. Do we have, like, remarkably high COVID levels compared to other places, or is it just that we're detecting it now? In Germany, N95 masks were compulsory, and it was really good, but now I'm the only one wearing them in the store. Still have to wear them on public transport, though. Like, it's just not ever going to be an option for me to take public transport going forward, I don't think. I'm too freaked out now. Like, people are horrendous. I saw a picture. I think we actually covered it on stream recently. There was a picture of like a doctor on the subway took a photo of someone who just fucking had monkeypox lesions and like bumps on their legs, and they were just like, no, I don't have monkeypox. My doctor said I can't because I'm not gay. I'm like, oh my God, we are all gonna die. Like, I wish I could start going to the gym. I have access to a gym and I wish I could go there. I just can't because people are horrible. There's no way to like clean off the equipment from monkeypox. Like, monkeypox is pretty persistent on surfaces. You have to kill it with very specific chemicals or whatever, you know? French is overrated. If I have to hear anyone else say it's the language of love, I think Italian is a sexier language than French. Oh, we do have significant COVID rates in Kansas. I'm more worried they won't treat monkeypox seriously because it largely affects us. It doesn't. Okay, I'm not yelling at you. I'm not yelling at you, Pablo. I'm yelling at this manufactured narrative that's bullshit. So here's the thing. No one is getting tested unless they're gay. Like, there are so many people on Twitter who are talking about like they went to the hospital with symptoms that were very clearly monkeypox, and the doctors are like, oh, we're not going to test you. We're not even going to test you for monkeypox because it's only affecting gay people. So people who obviously have monkeypox not even getting tested because they don't fit the narrativized demographic. Do you know why gay people seem to have more monkeypox than other people? It's because advanced HIV causes skin lesions. This is part of why AIDS was such a big deal, is because you literally looked like you had the plague. You had lesions on your skin. Monkeypox does the same thing. And if a gay guy notices that he's getting lesions or any skin rash or weirdness, they get it checked out immediately because they might be dying of HIV. So yeah, that's the reason why this narrative exists, and they're just reinforcing it now, and it's so fucking stupid. Do you have room to do your yoga exercises at home? I do. I have, you know, even if I were to do it on the floor here behind my desk, like, I have the requisite space for my yoga mat, you know. Nice nail polish. Thank you. This is like the cheap $2 nail polish, so it's actually like, if you look closely, it looks very shit, but I like that it's dark purple. Monkeypox is annoying because it's a smallpox variant. We have the resources, knowledge, and preparation, but it's all been ignored because of the gay narrative. True. And yes, there is a vaccine for monkeypox. It's called the smallpox vaccine. Most people don't get it. They are giving it to people now, but only if you are gay or trans and promiscuous. Like, and I don't know, if you're in an open relationship or if you're like sexually promiscuous, you have to at least claim that you're sexually promiscuous in order to get the vaccine. Latin is the language of love. Yeah, but the thing is that, Pablo, like, we can manufacture more of the vaccines. Like, probably some of the older vaccines expired, but they can be created. The romance language thing is a huge pet peeve. It's a romance language because it came from Rome. Yeah, they're not romance languages like they're romantic languages inherently. It just means they're from Rome. I know, Mersh, the monkeypox with children thing, I'm not excited about the schools starting and everything. Like, there's a newborn in our family. Monkeypox being branded as an STI, like, well, it's probably easier to get through having sex, but you can get it in many places. any time that you have an increased like amount of respiratory droplets and contact, so sports, there's probably about to be more breakouts of monkeypox in sports. I asked my doctor for a vaccine. They didn't give it to me. Yeah, they're being very stupid about it. Time to lie about sexual promiscuity. True. Yeah, I have 50,000 sex partners. It's pretty stupid. Pretty stupid. I'm going to fill up my water. IBRB. BRB. I don't know where we're going, but I know I want you to go with me. Rhett. James and the Shame is the name of that. It's just Rhett on his own doing the music, but it's his music thing for this deconstruction album is called James and the Shame. Because James is his middle name. They need to start vaccinating children for smallpox again. I really wish that they would. I've had a large quantity of sex. Please give me the vaccine. This black ring on my finger means I'm super good at sex. So much of that for me. Yes. Just like say that my partner and I are in an open relationship. Just lie. I know, Pablo. It's you can already see it happening. Like the narrative of it being branded as queer, when it starts showing up in children, will be interesting. It's already like it's just gonna feed into the groomer thing. They're just gonna be like, these kids are getting this gay disease. These groomers, they won't stop touching your kids. I bet they got it from that drag queen. I don't think anybody has seen sorry, I don't know whether any of you have seen there's a thing that I was looking at on Twitter. This artist, like this really unhinged right-wing artist, keeps posting these like really disgustingly ugly comics. And one of them was like, it was like a dad coming up to like another dad or something. And one of them was like, "What's up, my groomer?" And it was like, "Oh, hey, whoa. It's not okay to call us that." And then the dad has like monkeypox visibly all over them, and they're like really weirdly touching the child on on their shoulders, like possessively. Like, we're already doing this. We're already doing it. I'll tell my partner I'm in a poly relationship and just not mention the fact that my partner lives in Germany. Well, I mean, if you're in a poly relationship, you could be seeing someone closer to you also. So yeah, it's going to suck and not be a fun time. It's not going to be good. Not good. No, not good. Don't like it. No, we don't like it. Oh yeah, it's intentional, Great ADHD. I think it is totally intentional. Creating a narrative. They have to justify the violence that they're going to do to us, you know? Like, there is going to be violence that's going to happen toward us, and we're going to have to be prepared for it as much as we can on an individual level. Try to, like, travel in groups, I guess, is going to be one of the main, like, things to do. Travel in groups. One of you should be carrying, probably. It's going to be a rather interesting time going forward. I don't know where we're going. I mean, yeah, I think that if you're queer and you're poly, it's not really an excuse to get the vaccine. It's like you fit the demographic of people they want to get the vaccine. If you're queer or trans and you're in an open relationship or poly, then you are the exact person who they think should be getting the vaccine. So it should be relatively easy for you to grab it. Yeah, I think that this is like, I think that it's stochastic terrorism. All this stuff is like trying to incite violence toward us. Libs of TikTok and Matt Walsh and J.K. Rowling, like, they're all working to drum up violent rhetoric toward us. I found a bunch of queer witches who showed up in my dreams before I met them, so I found my crowd. Very nice. I'm going to be honest and say I'm polyamorous, but not say I'm single. I think that's fair. Guys, you being in a relationship is not material to this. If you're single and you're queer, that might be even better of an excuse for them to give you the vaccine, because the idea is that queer people are having casual sex. If you're in a relationship, I feel like they're going to be more likely to be like, well, are you sure you're not just monogamous? You know, like, that's the whole point, is the casual sex association and stereotype with queerness, you know? Luckily, I had the smallpox vaccine as a kid. I think that you should be good on that, yeah. I also had the polio vaccine and got a mild case of polio as a kid, but hardly noticeable. That's good, yes, because polio can fuck you up. And we also have polio now on the United States soil for the first time in 10 years. Violence has already started, but it's nowhere near the peak. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, again, I was like getting ready to be like, how am I going to protect myself over the next several months? And then like a bunch of shit keeps coming up. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I was going to try to find self-defense courses, but now I don't know if I can. So like I'm having to like put those like safety things on hold for the time being. I was like, oh, I should get a gun maybe. And then I was like, I kind of want to kill myself. So I guess I can't have a gun still. I genuinely think that all of the folks scaremongering about queer folks and dredging up hate against us should be removed from the internet entirely. I don't care. I saw that Libs of TikTok got permanently banned from Facebook. Libs of TikTok has been responsible for drumming up a lot of this okay groomer rhetoric against teachers, and now is directing their audience toward children's hospitals that provide gender-affirming care. And like, those hospitals are now receiving death threats and shit like that. But Libs of TikTok got officially permanently banned. They appealed, and their appeal was immediately denied, banned from Facebook, but still on Twitter, I think still on TikTok, still on Shopify. So if you're on Twitter, feel free to put some pressure on Twitter support to fucking get Libs of TikTok off of the platform, because they're inciting stochastic violence. Like, it's going to get worse. Maybe pepper spray. I actually, like, on my Amazon wish list in the description, I do have like a keychain sized pepper spray thing on my wish list there. I guess I could just go ahead and buy it, but I did add that to my Amazon wish list. I think a lot of the stuff toward the top of my Amazon wish list is stuff that it would be better to have sooner than later. Like, I definitely have to buy a guitar case. If I end up moving in February, or if I end up moving sooner than that, I need a guitar case for that guitar, because it doesn't have one. I carry a gun on weekends and a switchblade to protect myself. My partner carries a knife basically everywhere he goes, and a lot of the times he has two knives. And like, his granddad is the one who got him to a point where he like knows how to sharpen knives, and he thinks it's important to carry a knife. And like, the last time his granddad was in town, I don't know. I think that my partner was like, I never go anywhere without a knife, and like pulled his knife off of his pants, and his granddad pulled a knife out and was like, you got two knives? And my partner happened to have two knives on him. And then his granddad pulled out a second knife, but then also pulled out a gun. And it was like, well, I don't have a gun. So get two knives and a gun. Get a cane, normal cane. My friend who's a military vet is confident in her cane for self-defense. Not the only thing, but one thing. I do have a walking stick that's about 5 feet tall. Like it's, you know, I'm about 5.5 feet or whatever, and it fits under my chin, just tucks right under my chin. So I have like a walking stick that I hypothetically I could use for self-defense. I wouldn't trust it not to shatter if I like swung it and cracked someone like with the stick sideways. Like the stick might break, but it would be good for jabbing. Like I would be able to like knock the wind out of somebody with it by like poking them in the solar plexus. A cane sword, true. Tim Pool and the quartering need to go. That's where the groomer shit started. I happened to watch Tim first calling the Don't Say Gay bill the anti-groomer bill and knew things would get bad fast. Yeah, fuck that guy. Exactly, Kazama. Every time corporations like YouTube and Twitter like to pretend they care so much about queer folks, I just looked at the wave of bullshit they host that's directed against us. Oh, no, I mean, yes, Kimber, like the groomer thing started decades ago, but like they were not doing the groomer rhetoric openly for quite a while, like 10 years or so, and then they've like ramped it right back up. Yeah, Tabaxi Bay, you should get something. You should get some pepper spray. Like, I would recommend, if you're not trained in self-defense, you probably want to get just pepper spray. Like, you don't want to get a knife if the person could wrestle the knife away from you and then stab you with your own knife. Like, that's, you know, you need to be actually like trained on how to use it and not just like have a weapon that you don't know how to use. I've had to use the switchblade twice in my life. No fatalities resulted, and that's good. Gosh. Get a cane sword or a shilalil. What is that? I don't know what that is, Spider. Should look it up. And then learn how to say it, right? Is that like a Gaelic thing? Shilalach. The fuck is this? A thonged willow. It is a... It's a wooden walking stick and club or cudgel, typically made from a stout, knotty blackthorn stick with a large knob at the top. Ah, I knew it was Celtic, Ireland, and Irish folklore. Shillelagh. Shillelagh? Anyway, good to know. I got no fucking idea how the Celtic language works, but I at least when I see it now, I'm like, I recognize that bullshit, even though I don't have any idea how to say it. Shillelagh, Irish walking stick weapon, like a wooden hammer thing. It's like a walking stick, but the top of the walking stick has like a big fucking knot on it. So ostensibly you would like grab the walking stick toward the bottom and then use the big heavy part at the top to like beat the shit out of somebody, you know? Libs of TikTok is back on Facebook? Really? I thought that I just saw the news today that they were suspended and then they appealed and were immediately denied. But are we showing that they're back on Facebook? That's a bummer. Cane swords are bad at being canes, so if there's a chance you actually benefit from a cane, that's not one to go for. It's purely aesthetic from what I heard from other disabled folks. That makes sense. Shillelagh is how my mom pronounced it. She has one. It's a beaten stick. Yeah, my walking stick is just like thin all the way down. Like I said, I think if I were to like try to swing it and like crack someone across the head with it, they would probably like the stick could potentially break. But I think if I was to like use it to like just poke someone, it would be pretty effective. Honestly, Kazama in the YouTube chat says, I genuinely hope I never have to defend myself because I'm queer. I would love to live in a better world than the one that we live in, you know? Facebook said it was an error or some shit. They might have been auto-banned. Damn. Well, the world seemed like a better place for a minute. The page seems live. Well, shit. That's unfortunate. Sag, right? Sag. Damn. Yeah. I'm not really excited about the prospect of having to defend myself from queerphobic violence, but I'm like thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. Based on Irish folk songs, they are quite effective at beating some bitches, usually British. Those bitches. Those britches? No, that's bad. At least Elon didn't buy Twitter. I've heard that he could be held, like, legally liable in some way, or, like, maybe just a lawsuit level of liable for, like, juking them on the Twitter buying deal. I've heard that at least. My grandfather had a pen that looked like a normal fountain pen that was actually a gun and fired a .22 caliber bullet. I still have that gun, and a concealed carry permit as well. Is it true that there are little, like, guns hidden inside of, like, a lipstick? It looks like a lipstick, but actually it's a teeny tiny gun. Would not even be surprised if it was an auto ban for them breaking actual rules, but they were a large enough count that they got reinstated despite that. Like, they were able to kick up enough bullshit on other platforms to get reinstated. God, I fucking hate Facebook. I'm only still on Facebook because it's like the place that I go for bottom surgery info. You know, I was recently thinking about fallow again, and I was like, maybe I should start making consult plans. And so I went to go ask on Facebook, like, which clinic is the clinic with the best microsurgeon? I hope you know that I will just not stop talking about that process when it's going on. I don't know that I can be trusted not to just do like an actual like live blogging of the process. Does that exist on YouTube? I've never really looked for like phalloplasty healing journeys. Do those exist on YouTube? Obviously, like, it's tricky to actually show your junk, right? But it's like, because I know that, you know, Steph Sanyotti had that whole, like, when she got her facial feminization surgery, she had a big blog that she did. And then, like, Jamie Dodger did a blog series for when he got his penis, but he got a totally different method than I did. The KSB had actual lipstick guns, I think. I remember that from the Spy Museum in DC. That's cool. That's cool. Can you explain where to find after surgery pictures? I mean, there's fallow.net, I think is one. But, like, I'm in Facebook groups for trans people only, because obviously people are pretty sensitive about sharing their personal photos, so. But, like, fallow.net is definitely a place to start. I think that there might be some people who post on some subreddits, but I'm not a person who, I don't understand Reddit, to be completely honest with you, so I don't really go there very much. Good night, Spider, or I'll be back in a bit. Either way. Oh my gosh. Blair White did that for her facial feminization surgery, but only to show how terrible, awful, and horrific being trans is. You would not be able to stop me being like, this is the coolest fucking thing in the world, you know? Or like, this is gross and gnarly, but it's like also the coolest fucking thing in the world. I feel like I would be a poor representation of what to expect complications-wise, because as someone who doesn't care about urethral lengthening, like, that's just going to cut out, like, a huge percentage of the total complications are usually urethral lengthening related. So, like, maybe I'll heal better than average. Don't worry, Reddit doesn't understand you either. I know. Sometimes people post my videos on subreddits. I glance through sometimes. I Google my name and then Reddit, and I see if people are posting my content on there. But I can't go to Reddit myself and post my own content on Reddit because most subreddits don't like that. So I have to let you all do the work for me, I guess. Oh, really? Are there some on Pornhub? I've actually searched on there out of curiosity. A couple people just giving casual talks, show and tell style. Much of the site is trash, though, as far as transphobic fetishization. Yeah, I've not ever thought to check Pornhub, I don't think, which is weird because I definitely have been linked to a video of a guy jerking off post-surgery. Reddit's r/transgender_surgeries has tons of surgeon reviews and also recovery pics. Okay, cool. I might check there. But yeah, most of the shit that I see is in Facebook groups. Dicks. It's like, it's cool that people are curious, but I also am like, it's a fine line between wanting to educate people and not wanting trans bodies to be like a spectacle, you know? Pornhub is where I got directed to learn how to tuck. Wow. Does it work like Natalie said? You take your claw with her like fake nails. You take your claw and you reach. She's like, you did like, it doesn't actually help you to have the claw, but it does build character. Goodness. This is science. Aperture science. We do what we must because we can. For the good of all of us, except the ones who are dead. Goodness gracious. I have a friend who wants to go to Korea for his bottom surgery because they use your love handles and the results aren't huge, so that's why no one wants it in the US. I've heard of like an abdominal flap that's done in the US, but it's on like the front of the body, not like your love handles. So that's interesting. I mean, Juloris, when we're talking about people posting on Pornhub, we're talking about it's like if I were to post an informational video on YouTube, except like, oh, I cannot post it on YouTube because I'm going to show my penis. So I'm going to do it on Pornhub, but it's still the same kind of content from what I gather. It's still the same kind of like a trans guy sits down to tell you about his dick, you know? But maybe I'll look along. Maybe I'll look. What if I like the fatty tissue in those areas? Yeah, there's so much fatty tissue in the love handles. Like, would you have to have it debulked later on? I don't know. Now I know another meaning of the claw next to Toy Story and Jerry Reed's guitar style. You gotta take your scrotum. You gotta try not to, like, claw anything, you know? We were hanging out and he told me all about it. I'll go with him if he goes because you can't go alone. I had a friend ask if I would perhaps be able to make time to, like, help them recover from phallo. Because they want the abdominal flap phallo, but they also only just got top surgery, and I think that where they were going to get bottom surgery, like, they moved out of that state. Like, they moved into a state, got top surgery, and then met a partner, and then moved all the way to the opposite side of the country. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Someday. Like, is this lewd? Should I blur my arm? Is it lewd because this is my future penis? You can't look at it. Don't look at it. I gotta keep it covered. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. I was singing along. We love Portal here. Portal's a good game. Oh, we got a Pornhub link in the chat. Uh-oh. Accused of penis lewd. I know. I gotta keep my arms covered. Okay. Oh, I do the dishes without being asked. God, I love this dude. Fucking hilarious. I love that guy. I did see the screenshot of that going around. Yeah, I'm not gonna open it on stream. Yeah. I just wanted to see what it was that you had sent me. I was gonna be like, oh, is this actually a fallow video? I'll look at it later. If there was a link straight to the video, I might look, but I'm trans femme, so that wouldn't help me. Yeah, so I don't actually know where to find pictures of female results for bottom surgery. That is something that I cannot help you with, because, I mean, the only time I see a trans girl's pussy is when she decides to start posting it on the timeline, and it's all healed and stuff. That's just because I follow sex workers on Twitter. So I don't know if there's like a good centralized location for that, though. Probably Reddit also. Probably Reddit. The Reddit r/transgender_surgeries probably is going to have some women on there too, showing their poontang. That was horrendous. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad for having said that. No. So cringe. Anyway. Gosh. Looking forward to checking out this game later. It's gonna be fun. Tangy Poon. True. Tangy Poon. That's even worse than what I said, I think, Grady HD. I think that might be worse than what I said. And I just read the word crudité again. So I'm like, I eat another crudité. The rest of that song is like, or the chorus of that song is like, I quit, I'm done, 'cause I don't think it's gonna turn out okay. It's no fair, it's no fun, 'cause every time it's gonna end the same way. Me 0, big bad world 1. So that hits right in the feels right now. You know how it goes. I accept this. That subreddit has vaginas at like all stages of healing. Pretty much every trans surgery, really. It's cool. It's cool that it's all there on like an... It's like a public subreddit, right? It means the poon is tangy, Kazama. Come on now. Delicious. It's horrible. Thank you, Asuka. My singing voice is not like all there because I've been talking for a while, and that kind of prevents the quality voice from coming through, but I feel like my voice is settled in a really nice place, and I like to sing quite a bit. Christ on a cracker, indeed. It was private for a short time when they started getting raided by transphobes, but it's public these days as far as I know. How do you untang the poon? I don't... Is the poon less tang after testosterone? Is the poon more or less tangy on estrogen or testosterone? That's the question. Is it usually tangy? I mean, kind of. I don't do very much like pussy licking, if I'm being completely honest. So if the description of the poon as being tangy is incorrect, it's been a while, all right? That's it. That's all. It's just been a long time. Put on some Wu-Tang, true. asking the real questions today. I know. It's too bad Baphomet isn't here because I'm sure she would be all over this smuggy chat that we're having. I thought Poon was any sex. I always thought that Poon was like pussy. Like, oh, I'm gonna go get some Poon. I always thought that it had to do with... I just thought that it was pussy. I don't know. Am I wrong? I might be wrong. You untang the Poon with a magic nullification eraser. True! I found the subreddit and there are results. Well, good. I'm glad you found some of what you were looking for, hopefully. We're directing people to the resources today. That's the thing that we are doing today. Good grief. I went to bed at like 1 a.m. and I was like, maybe I will be able to sleep in a little bit this morning. And then I was not able to sleep in this morning. So I've always heard Poon for pussy only. That's kind of what I thought too. 10 scale oblivious ace. I wouldn't second guess based on what I say. No worries, Nuvenal. No worries at all. I get it. Like, I mean, I don't get it at all because I am not ace, but it's, you know, you're like, this thing is so far outside the realm of what would normally occur to me to think about that I'm like surprised. And because I don't think about it very much, like it makes perfect sense. You're like, oh, I never really thought about this particular sexual related thing because why would I think about that? Like, why would I do that? It would be so much easier. Life would be so much easier if, I mean, you know, if I were trying to date right now, life would not be easier if I was ace because I probably would have a harder time finding like a companion because it's like obviously kind of limiting. But there are some ways in which life would be easier if I were ace. Certainly would spend less time being like, Sag, how do I communicate for more of what I need in a relationship that has been going on for 13 years? Yeah, the asexual bonk. True. It sounds like technobabble. Good grief. I'm hitting that 2-hour mark, and I feel like I'm getting that moment where I'm like, do I need to pee or not? And I'm like, well, I think I'm just going to go ahead and make it a short one tonight. After 3 days of serious cramps, I'm glad that we were able to sit and chill for a little while together. But I'm probably going to save up some news for the whole week, and we'll do more news stuff on Sunday. Hopefully be a little bit higher energy. I'm looking forward to, I mean, maybe potentially sleeping a little bit better in between now and then. Probably not, but like maybe. So you'll get me at my perkier noon self on Sunday. We're going to do a short one tonight. Hopefully you can forgive me. I need to eat as well. Thank you, Aska. I do need to eat. That's true. I need to figure something out for dinner for myself. So, yeah. You're all pretty cool. I think you're pretty cool at least. You're hanging out here, so there's got to be at least a little bit wrong with you. And also you have to be a little bit cool. So I will be seeing you. Take good care of yourselves. Don't do anything self-destructive between now and then. I promise to you that I will not do anything self-destructive between now and then.